Hi everyone, I'd like to share with you today a technique that for lack of better description, I'm going to call it balloon dipping in paint. And it's all started a long time ago when I've seen Megs Lockley doing flowers with this technique, flowers like that, and I will leave a link below to Meg's channel, but I'm not doing the flowers today. I will explain quickly how to make it, but I'm doing something else like it. So we'll start by, you can use whatever runny liquidy paint you have, and I've tried several things just to see that it works, and I will show you a few examples. And let's see, I've got here, this one was made with the cheapest gouache paint, like these ones. These are sold for kids crafts, so it's very cheap and it's doable. This is how it looks with gouache. This one was made with deco art acrylic paints. I went for drastic and went with black, neon pink and neon green. And these two are I've made on paper from a sketch pad. Very simple. This one was made with this kind of sprays, but I didn't use the spray. I just spilled the paint from inside. It's for a textile, and it's running, and I don't use it, and I thought this will be a good use for it. Now I've made another one, and whoever is in contact with me on Facebook already saw it, and I've sold it, so I can't show you that what I've done with it on a notebook, but I will show you this time the same example. And just another one that I made again with acrylic paints, deco art, and it's still wet. This is on simple printer paper. If you don't want white in the background, I just picked a light blue printer paper, and I've done it again. And you can, of course, this painty paper can be used for whatever you want. So starting to show you how I've done it. So if you are going for the flowers that I've showed you, then you are putting down your paints next to each other, like this. That's the beginning, and here is a balloon that I've blew a little bit, so I will have a small one. If you want larger print, then make a bigger one. Dipping and making flowers like so. That's the flowers. Now for what I've done, you take, and I prefer to do my the darkest color first. I'm putting down the darker one. This one, just if you want to know, this is Regal Purple by Deco Art. This one is Cranberry by Apple Barrel, and I'm putting it on top of the purple like so. And this one is Folk Art Pink, Pink Rouge, and it's a pearlescent color. So they are one on top of each other, and I'm again dipping my balloon and just playing, and it's so much fun. And I can dip a little bit and do little prints, and I can squish it harder, and I've got larger prints. And of course, if you like it, you can do ghost prints and it's very, very interesting and satisfying, like so. Let's use the whole paint I've got here. So as you can see, options are endless. You want, you can also do go all rainbow on it. Just play around. So here is the example, very, very simple to do. I'm taking now, this is a watercolor paper from a pad, and what I want to do, let's see, I'll take this. I'm taking now, this is for textile. I just want a runny dark blue paint and putting it down. Now this is something from my cheap store and it's very runny, otherwise I wouldn't have used it. And here we go. So I'm going to do this whole page, and then when it's dry, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay. And each time it will turn differently. That's, I think, one of the bonuses of this kind of print. And if it turns up too much of blue, I can always go in, put more of my pink and light blue, and I can go over and add like so. So this is just playing and having fun with it. It's random. It's not supposed to be calculated, and you can do a whole bunch of things with it. So I'm putting more paint here. Maybe I'll turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. I hope the plate here is in view. And again, pink, almost neon pink, I think, and dipping. Not enough space. And again, I need to add more color, and I want more of the light blue now and more of the pink, which turned out not runny enough. So now I've got more variation. So not everything will be dark blue. I can also, it doesn't have to be direct, I can also swirl it to pick more color, more interesting movement. As I said, playing around. And I'm trying to cover most of the page. I'm thinking I don't have enough of the pink here. I want a little bit more, so I'm going again and adding a little bit of the dark blue, not too much, more of the light blue, and now the pink. So you can see I can play with it and add, if I think more of one of this needs. Here I go, more pink. And you can decide when enough is enough. If you don't want to see the background, if you do want to see the background, it's totally up to you. I can do little prints in between to cover most of the page. I hope you've seen what I've done. I had a blob of pink here. I just dipped a little bit and added a blue. So as I said, this is totally up to you what you're doing and adding. And I'm going to take this pearlescent pink, only this. I'm gonna dip my balloon and just add in several places. And a little bit more. So much fun. Let's see, where do I want a little bit more pink? Yeah, basically this is it. Moving it aside, this needs to dry before I do anything about it. And just because I've got some paint left, I'm gonna dip it again and add. One more painty paper. So now I just need for everything to dry down, dry up, dry down, whatever, before I can use it to do anything with it. So I'll be back. I'm back. This is dry, and first I did that's what I've done and already sold. So I want to show you what I've done. And I've got this very plain notebook, and I'm going to add a piece of this, let's call it painty paper, to the cover. And that's basically the first thing that I'm going to do. And I'm just going to mark where I'm going to cut, and let's see. As you know, I never measure anything, and I'm just going to make a mark here and cut this piece to glue down on my cover. So moving this aside for now. And where is it? Here we go. I'm just aligning this page and the mark I've done on my cutting mat because I don't like to measure. Almost, yeah. Now, if you don't like the leftover of the background, you can spray, you can add whatever color you like. You can use watercolors in between the balloon printing. And let's see, I think I need to trim just like 1 millimeter. So basically that's what I've done and sold. So and already someone asked me for another one, so that's what I'm making. And this is it. I'm just going to glue this down, nothing to it. And if you have a glossy cover for your notebook, take sandpaper, sand it a little bit, and then use glue. This one is not so glossy, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to put some silicone glue, and this is something from my cheap store. I've been told that Elaine Techie glue, the gel or the clear one, is the same. So if you're looking for something like that, basically, again, if it's not glossy and if you sanded your cover, then you can also use white glue. It will just take a longer to dry. And of course you can add a lot more to this cover. You can doodle on it, add more paint, do whatever you want. I can also add here some ribbon between and add ribbon to do some closure for the notebook. Right now I'm leaving it as is. It's in place, and I'm just going to put some heavy a book on it just so to make sure it is flat. And when this side will be completely dry, I will do the other side. So I'm moving this, and now for more examples what you can do with this kind of painty paper. So we've got all this painty paper. This one on the printer paper I'm going to use as a background in one of my junk journals. I'm just giving you some ideas what you can do. Let's see. I can take it here, glue it down, trim the edges, and I've got a background. I'm thinking of using these shapes and going over them with permanent black marker to make some kind of, I don't know, some kind of shapes like this. And I already can see that I will probably use also white just to make it pop. So I'm going to do something very, very oops, no, just a blackout, but you can see what I'm doing. So this one is going to be a background. Moving it aside, I've got all these lovely painty papers that I'm going to use, and let's have some I'm going to punch several of them to have all kinds of painty embellishments to use. Look at this lovely heart I've got here, and let's make a flower. I'm always flipping my punches over. I like to see where I punch. Here we go. Lovely flower. So this is just one example. Of course I can cut them for ATCs, for all kinds of projects. So basically this is it, and I hope you will play with it and do wonderful things. So this is it for now. That's all about the balloon dipping paint. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.